Good afternoon, my name is Hola Tamanova, and I want to thank everybody who joins us in Ukraine Media Center Ukrinform today. It's day 643 of the full-scale invasion of our homeland by Russian aggressor, and now we will be talking about the situation in Mykolayiv region. Joining us online is the military governor of Mykolayiv region, Mr. Vitaly Kim. Good afternoon, Mr. Vitaly. Good afternoon. Mr. Vitaly, let's start our conversation with mitigation of the consequences of adverse weather conditions. We know that starting from weekend, a cyclone was spreading across Ukraine that brought us, unfortunately, a lot of problems. So what is the situation in Mykolayiv region? The situation is under control, however, we continue mitigating the consequences of adverse weather. All the types of public transport continue operating in Mykolayiv and Mykolayiv region. Some of the transport types are inoperable in some of the districts of Mykolayiv region. However, there are 3 more sections that are blocked, and we continue our works to unblock the roads in a place of mainway number 13, 08 and 75. Unfortunately, we cannot catch up with the pace of works within. And talking about the settlements, there were 98 villages cut off from electric power supply. However, there are certain obstacles created by the adverse weather conditions on the road that we cannot overcome so far. By tomorrow morning, we plan to clear the results of the adverse weather conditions on the roads to unblock them. Thank you, Mr. Vitaly. Talking about those who were affected by adverse weather conditions, are there such people in Mykolayiv, and how was the aid organized to them? Are there resilience stations deployed across the region? What is the number of people? Well, I cannot tell you right away about the number of people, but out of 3,000 people that were living in those villages cut off from electric power supply due to adverse weather conditions, about 80 of them were evacuated from different districts of Mykolayiv region. The situation is being stabilized. 2 people were affected. There are 2 casualties resulting from adverse weather conditions, one of whom was frozen to death, and one was just stuck on the main way while moving in their vehicle in difficult weather. Well, talking about the security situation in the region, what is it like now? Well, we've had a strike on Charkiv that last night. Recently, also, there was a recreation base that was damaged by one of the enemy's strikes within the last couple of days. Also, there was a damage of residential areas that resulted from a drone strike recently. Thank you, Mr. Vitaly. But talking about the condition of critical infrastructure, what is the situation with the critical infrastructure? What's going on with the heating season? Are there any complications on top of those that were created by the adverse weather conditions? Yes, of course, the critical infrastructure, the energy supply infrastructure, was damaged by bad weather. We have also we have 2 suppliers in our region So currently 70% of the consumers across the region are being reconnected to heat supply, and almost 100% of the utility consumers were reconnected to the electric power supply in the eve of the heating season. On top of that, yes, there are breakdowns of the aerial lines that resulted from adverse weather conditions recently, but the works are underway to mitigate them. Mr. Vitaly, we've all seen you launch the new mobile teams that counter the enemy's drones. So if I may ask, how efficient are those mobile teams in downing Russian drones and missiles? Well, talking about the mobile fire teams, well, basically we cannot comment. It is the responsibility of the armed forces of Ukraine, but thanks to their operation, that by the way, their operation was supported from the donations of Ukrainian citizens. There was a large donation by one of the representatives of Ukrainian business, and now the mobile teams, they use those vehicles that were procured for the funds donated by Ukrainians, and they complement a lot to the operation of air defense in our area. They do help us a lot because they prevent the strikes of enemy drones and missiles which are targeting Ukrainian energy infrastructure and other critical infrastructure facilities. Thank you very much. Let's proceed to the questions on the floor. Valentina Rychal, Ukrinform. The farmers from Mykolayiv district were asking the military administration of Mykolayiv region, due to the intense mining of the territories, to make a tax exemption for them. Is there any solution to this problem? Yes, but basically the question is, what was the tax that they were asked to be exempt from? Well, we're talking about tax exemptions, well, tax grace period. Well, I don't know if there will be any preferential conditions for them. Basically, in this case, we will have to consider this issue more thoroughly during the meeting of our military and also regional administration. There are certain preferences made by the governments for the farmers, like the 579 program, for example, that the farmers may use in case the farmers cannot use their lands that are densely mined. Well, in this case, I guess we will have to sort it out during the meeting of our administration. Definitely during the meeting we will discuss this issue. Probably we will have to meet the farmers themselves, and I'm sure we will find a way out of this situation. Thank you very much, Mr. Vitaly. Dear colleagues, we're reminding you, joining us was Vitaly Kim, the military governor of Mykolayiv region. Our team is working on the schedule for tomorrow. Please stay tuned. Let's continue working together for our victory, and glory to Ukraine.